journey. How is everybody doing? So great to be here. It's so great to be here. I'm so excited. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. What a day. What a life. What a world. I'm in love. I got the world on a string wrapped around my finger. That's an old jazz tune that I wasn't singing very well. But hey, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining in. Happy day, happy life, happy journey, happy. Wow, it's almost the end of 2022. We're moving into 2023. In 2012, 2013, were you guys like, what's going to be happening in 10 years? Were you thinking like that? I wasn't. I mean, it seems so far off. So today I want to talk to you guys about a longer term planning 2023 and beyond. 2023 and beyond. I want to talk to you about that, but I want to talk to you first about Rhythmia. So first, I want to tell you about Rhythmia, and then we're going to get into a New Year's Eve or New Year's process that we're going to do. I want to share with you what I've been doing. You can see some of it behind me on the wall. So, okay, first, Rhythmia. Wow. You know, we're only closed 1 week, 2 weeks now out of the year. Last year, we were closed 3 weeks. In 2023, we'll only be closed 2 weeks, 1 week in September and the week of Christmas. So pretty amazing that we're open 50 weeks out of the year. 50 weeks out of the year, people are coming and receiving something that they didn't think was possible. Didn't think it was possible to have this kind of transformation. I had somebody text me the other day, a couple days ago, and she had said, you know, she was done by Wednesday. She is not going to the ceremony Thursday night. It was like, I'm done. Forget it. This isn't for me. And we had talked to her. I had talked to her and the whole team, right? We're all a team, right? We had all different times, different touch points, talked to her. And something clicked and she agreed to go to ceremony on Thursday night. And she had texted me, DM'd me on social media saying, I can't believe what I experienced on that final night. And I wouldn't have experienced it if you hadn't encouraged me to go, that it was all possible, you know? So really amazing things happen at Rhythmia, and it pushes people, right? It's not easy. It's not easy. You're completely supported. You're completely loved. You're completely held, but it's not easy necessarily. You know, the work can be challenging, but the reward on the other side of it, and not only the reward on the other side of it, the thing that's so amazing about Rhythmia is pretty much guaranteed that if you come for a week, you're going to have a life-changing experience. If you come for a week, you're going to receive a miracle in your life. That's 97.55% guaranteed. I don't know any other corporation, I don't know any other hospitality, retreat center, resort of its type that has a 97.55% customer satisfaction rating. That's like amazing. So that's what's happening at Rhythmia. And what is that life-changing miracle? It's the dissolution of a sense of separation. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's the dissolution of a sense of separation. I had this great vision the other. Oh, excuse me. What happened? My microphone went off. Did my microphone go off? What's going on? Can you guys hear me out there? Okay, I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to hope that, yep, we're still on. Okay, cool. Sorry about that. A little technical, a little sign going, there's a default. Okay, everything's good. What is dissolved, what the miracle is a dissolution of a sense of separation. What is a sense of separation? This is the vision that I had in a conversation with a dear friend of mine the other day. And it was like, imagine yourself sitting in the center of a room, and then all around you is blackness, demons, distorted visions, right? Those are all from me. They're all from you. This like black curtain around me is a projection of my own fear, doubt, lack, worry, limitation, and not enoughness. On the other side of that dark curtain, that dark, like a dark mist is how I saw it. Like, and you can see like images of demons and grotesque figures, all of our own grotesqueness of the things that we don't like about ourselves, and the things we say to ourselves about ourselves, and the things that we've taken on as to who we think we should be, and how we're not that, right? All of the things, our not enoughness, our fear, our doubt, our lack, our worry, our limitation, that all of that is this darkness that obscures. On the outside of that is just the love of God. On the outside of that is just love. And that's constantly there. But there's this thing of our own creation, this dark mist of our own projected fear that seems to separate us from the love of God. And then we go, God, well, does God exist? I mean, I don't see it. There's just darkness everywhere. There's just demons. There's just ugliness. I don't see God. And it's like, we're the only ones separating ourselves from this. It's our own projected sense of our fear, our doubt, our lack, our limitation. Yes. Diego, great to see you. Renai is saying irrational fears of need and lack not being enough as we are. Yes, exactly. So the miracle of arrhythmia is you see those demons for what they are. You see the sense of separation, and it was never real to begin with. This is the beauty. This is the miracle. This is life changing. Because, I had another guy call me. He came to arrhythmia in February, and he called me the other day, and he said, in February, I was an atheist, a devout atheist. And today I feel like I'm being held by the love of God, like only. That is what happens at Rhythmia. Okay, so come check us out. Come check out Rhythmia. See what's there for you. Now back to our topic of the day. What be 2023 Part 2? Wait a minute. I got Smooch Aftershock just said we the Christed are right here. Absolutely. Amen, sister. Amen. And this is the one thing about, I'll just add this about the holiday season. When we were kids and Santa Claus, or even those of us who grew up religious, I grew up very Catholic. And so it was a big part of the birth of Christ, right? Well, I want to remind you that Christ is not Yeshua's last name. Christ is not the guy's last name. Christ means consciousness. And so whether we are Christian or not, whether we still abide by those dogmatic religious structures or not, the birth of the Christed consciousness within us, as my sister so beautifully said on Instagram, that is the beauty of this season, that there's something new born within us at this time, a new birthing of potential. What is the Christed consciousness? It is the I am consciousness. What is the I am consciousness? It is that which is. It is consciousness itself. Consciousness does not reside in the brain. We reside in consciousness. The soul isn't in the body. The body is in the soul. We live and move and have our beingness in consciousness. We live and move and have our beingness in intelligence. How is that possible? This is the way I think about it. There's an intelligence within me, in my cells, right? In the systems of my body, the lymphatic system, the venal system, the nervous system, the circulatory system, the respiratory system, the skeletal system, the muscular system, all these systems, the digestive system, all these systems of the body are operating in balance and order, and they connect with each other, and they're responsive to each other, and they respond to the environment. That's a basic level of intelligence. That's a basic level of consciousness. I think the primary definition of consciousness is being responsive and aware of your environment. That's conscious. So by that base definition, there's consciousness in plants. Now, not only in my body, in the cells of my body, there's intelligence and consciousness, but there's consciousness in the plants outside and around, right? They're responding to the environment. That's a base level of consciousness. And the earth is conscious. It's responding. It's reactive. It responds into different triggers, right? We're putting more greenhouse gases in the earth, and the earth is responding, right? So there's a level of consciousness there. And in the solar system, there's response and connection between planets and gravity and gravitational pull. And there's so much going on in the farthest reaches of the universe, whatever you think of as far, there's math there. There's intelligence there. There's order, there's balance, there's harmony there. So there's intelligence in me and all around me. This is how I think of consciousness isn't in the body, although there's consciousness here, but we're in consciousness. There's intelligence here, but I'm in intelligence, so that we can actually say I'm living and moving and having my beingness in consciousness, in intelligence. This is the rebirth of the Christed consciousness within us, the rebirth of the I am, that I am that which thou art, and thou art that which I am. And in fact, you know, my teacher, Reverend Michael, says, I am, the rest is commentary. I am. Maybe Descartes had it wrong. Maybe it's not I am. Maybe it's not I think, therefore I am. Maybe it's I am, therefore I think. Right? I am is the consciousness that's born within us. So as we allow this newness, this freshness of the Christed consciousness born within us to come forth at this time of year, what are you doing to look forward to 2023? What are you doing to assess 2022? What is your process? I shared last week my process for 2023, and now I want to share with you a process for 5 and 10 years. But to review, the process for 2023 is first to review the year that's gone by. Review the past year. I do it month by month. You can see behind me, there's I'm starting to write out things, right? I put a big piece of paper on the wall and I start to write out month by month. What happened? What do I remember? I even have started looking through my photos on my phone. Oh yeah, I did this and this. And oh yeah, starts to help you to remember, right? To give you a sense of what you did this year. Look back at the year. Look back at the gains. Look at where you were in the beginning of the year, where you were in December of 2021. And what's different between 2022 and 2021. So review the year. What did we learn? What did we learn? What are the lessons that we learned? So I do that month by month. Then I want to look forward to 2023. What would I love to experience in 2023? This is the question. What would you love to experience? And it has to do with what you want, what you need, what you desire, and what you deserve. But above all of that is what you would love to experience, right? And I like to say what you'd love to experience because love is the highest vibration. So what would I love to experience in 2023? And some of it might be material stuff. I'd love to experience a new car. But a lot of it for me is I'd love to experience, I had shared last week, a complete release of guilt and shame. So much, there's still so much guilt and shame I feel around whether I'm doing something right or not doing it. Like I just begin to notice, like, wow, I still hold myself to some idea of what should be, how I should be. I'm not this way. Like, we have to work on improving ourselves, but there's this basic level of understanding that I'm okay just as I am. Just as I am. Nothing wrong. I'm perfect, whole, and complete no matter what. I'm perfect, whole, and complete no matter what I said, no matter what I did, no matter what anybody else said or did or thought about me. I'm perfect, whole, and complete. How is that the case? How can we say that? When we talk about perfection, we're not talking about everything being perfect. But what we are talking about is the fact that if there wasn't something essentially perfect about you, essentially perfect about me, i.e., that place of receptivity where we can receive and connect with the divine, that indwelling place, the secret place of the Most High within us, that altar, our altar of consciousness, that place where we go, where we're really just with ourselves, with the truth of who we are, not the projected self. This is the altar of our consciousness, where there's nothing to hide, nothing to shield. There's no distance between who we are and who we say we are, or who we project ourselves or who we think we need to be. We're real. That is the truth of who we are. That is the center of receptivity, and that is what is perfect about you and perfect about me. It is connecting with that perfection, that inherent wholeness at the center of our being, that is the actual healing. It is the revealing of the essence of perfection within us that outpictures as physical perfection, that outpictures as perfection in our body of affairs, that outpictures as perfection in our mental body, our emotional body, that outpictures as perfection in our relationships, that outpictures as perfection in our career life, in our lifestyle, in our ego, in our belief systems, in our spiritual practices. This is the center that when we are in touch with it, within, then it can be expressed out. And it is the expression of that from the inside out that is the revealing of our inherent perfection. Does this make sense? Give me a sign, somebody. Am I making sense? Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Right? So when we speak of physical perfection, we're not talking about, oh, I'm physically perfect. No, we're talking about the fact that if there wasn't an essential part of me that was perfect, whole, and complete no matter what, then I couldn't even be here right now, that nothing could have any effect on me. Medicine, psychology, science, or prayer would have no effect, because none of those things can create life. They can assist in life, but they can't create life. Life is the only thing from which life can come from. And okay, beautiful, educated, inspired, change, brother. Great to see you. I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you, Cash. Love you, man. So this idea of the revelation of our interior perfection, of the essential perfection that is within us, is the healing. The healing is the revealing of that truth within us. It's what I was talking about in the beginning about rhythmia, is that the thing that is healing about rhythmia is that it helps us erase a sense of separation. That's the only thing we need to heal. We need not heal anything else. We don't need to worry about our relationships or any of that stuff. The only thing we need to heal is a sense of separation. And the only thing that's keeping us sensing that we're separate is our own crap, our own projection, our own fear, doubt, worry, lack, limitation, and not enoughness. So here we are. The revealing of our essential perfection is that which dispels the demons of fear, doubt, lack, worry, limitation, and not enoughness, and erases the false mist, the false fog of darkness that appears to block the light of the love of God. For that light of the love of God is constantly shining upon us. We've just closed the blinds, right? That's it. The God's love is always shining. I just closed the blinds with my own fear, doubt, lack, limitation, worry, and not enoughness. That's what's happening. So when we talk about physical perfection, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about, or when we talk about our essential perfection, we're saying that there's something essentially perfect within us already, and that anything that appears imperfect within us is only a projection of our own lack, limitation, and not enoughness. And the revealing of our interior light, our interior perfection, is that which dispels the dark fog of lack and worry and limitation, so that we can truly see that we have been bathed in the love of the divine light, the divine mother, the divine father, that which is true, that which is enduring, that which is perfect, that which is whole, that which is unchanging. It's always shining its light upon us. So back to the 2023 process, right? So the first part of this process is to review the year in past. What are my lessons have I learned? And then what would I love to experience in 2023? So for me, it's the erasure of releasing all guilt and shame, because I still have that sense of separation in some aspects of my life, right? The realization that there's this, what else would I love to experience in 2023? For me, it's experiencing a sense that I'm on the right track, right? I want to feel like I've set up a course. I'm following a plan. Like I've got something in the works, because when we're working in this field of love and service, so many wonderful opportunities can come your way. Once you start opening up and expressing yourself and expressing the truth of who you are, people see it and they're like, oh man, I got a great idea. Here's an idea. We can do this. We can do that. What about this? And it's so easy to be like, yes, yes, yes. Oh, that sounds great. Yes, yes, yes. But the beauty of having this vision of what's seeking to emerge in my life and in your life is that when it's like, oh no, this is the vision, this is where I want to go. Then when the other stuff comes, it's like, okay, here's my vision. This, no, that doesn't quite fit. Nope, this, nope, that's not right. Oh, nope, yes, no, yes, right? That's the idea of looking at 2023, what's seeking to emerge. How do we tap in to what's seeking to emerge? We tap into what's seeking to emerge by looking at the true and good desires of our heart. What do you want? What do you need? What do you desire? What do you deserve? These are 4 important questions. Tapping into what do you need, what do you want, what do you desire, and what do you deserve is an outstanding way to get in touch with what's seeking to emerge, because what you want wants you back. What you desire desires you back. What you're looking for is looking for you. What you're seeking is seeking you. These are long-standing esoteric truths. And the truth is that what the true desire, you got to be really clear about it though, because sometimes it gets muddled with what other people want, or what society says, or what should be, or this kind of sense of, sometimes I had to really look and separate, is this what I really want, or is this what I think a spiritual teacher is supposed to do? Because that's what Reverend Michael does, or that's what Thich Nhat Hanh does, that's what Deepak Chopra does, or that's what Jerry does, or that's whatever. Although Jerry would say he's not a spiritual teacher, but the point is, I got to get clear that it's from me and not muddied by anybody else. So that's the other piece. What's seeking to emerge? So I'm looking at 2023. So this is the process. Hola, great. I can't see your name. S01737. You say, hola, John. I don't know who you are, but great to see you. So review the year. What lessons did I learn? What's seeking to emerge in 2023? What's the vision that I'm catching? Get really clear on that, on what I would love to experience. And how do I get clear about what I would love to experience? By asking myself the questions, what do I want? What do I need? What do I desire? And what do I deserve? That helps us get clear on what's seeking to emerge within us. The true and good desires of your heart are the true and good desires of God. What you are seeking is seeking you. What you want wants you back. Anna from Florida. Okay, great. Thank you. Hey, Anna, great to see you. So, all right. Now, the next piece, part 2. Where do you want to be in 2028? Where do you want to be in 2033? That's 5 and 10 years from now. 5 and 10 years from now. It has been so hard for me up to this point to think about a 5-year or 10-year plan. In fact, I was like, I'm just in tune with spirit. I'm just in flow. I don't need to worry about 5-year and 10-year plans, right? Spirit's leading me. And that's been really good. Spirit has been leading me, and life is better than I could have imagined. And now it actually feels good to start thinking about, what would I like to experience in 5 years? What would I like to be experiencing? What would I like my life to be like? Well, in the areas of career, in the areas of livelihood, in finances, in the areas of community, in the areas of relationship, in the areas of spiritual practice, spirituality, in the areas of ego, in the areas of body temple, my physical body. These are what's taught at as agape as the life structures, the 8 life structures. And so I want to look at those and say, what would I like to be experiencing in my relationships in 5 years? What kind of relationships do I want to have? What kind of livelihood, financial? Where do I want to be financially? What would I like to be experiencing? What would I like to experience in my body temple, right? And really look at 5 and 10 years. It's challenging for me to do that. Is it challenging for you guys to do that? Because I've never really been able to do that. And this is the first year that I'm really like, whoa, I need to do this. And it seems really good. So you can see I've got my big old butcher paper, white paper. I just take it, I tape it up on the wall. I've got 2 others over here. And I'm just starting to work. Like as ideas come, I start to jot them down. One is for wrapping up the year. One is for, what I want in 2023. And one is 5-year and 10-year plan. And I'm taking this time going into the end of the year to really, really contemplate this And while I have so much else to do, it feels to me like there couldn't be anything more important than this. That's what it really feels like. Like there couldn't be anything more important than taking the time to look ahead and see, where do I want to be next year? What do I want to experience? What would I love to experience? What would I love to experience in 2023? What would I love to experience in 2025 or 2028? And what would I love to experience in 2033, 5 years and 10 years? Let me know how you guys are doing around this. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm so happy to share this with you. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I wish you all so much love as we go into the holiday season. The big day is Sunday. Today is Thursday, Christmas Eve. Just wishing each one hearing my voice now and or hearing it later on the replays, on the recordings, that each one feels so keenly that they are on their own royal road to that place of indwelling acceptance, that place of indwelling oneness, a deeper realization of oneness, and the eradication of any sense of separation fueled by fear, doubt, lack, worry, limitation, and not enoughness. That those are demons that have no power within themselves. They only have the power that we give them, and so we don't give them any power. And as we turn we turn away from them and we turn towards the truth, the light of the love of God that is constantly shining upon us, that is the same light that is within us. For the innermost God and the outermost God, the innermost God and the uppermost God are the same God. So my wish, my prayer today is that each one experiences a deeper realization of their oneness with all of life, a widening, ever widening experience and field of awareness, that your consciousness is constantly expanding and that you are constantly spiraling up to an ever increasing good, that your life is a demonstration of ever increasing good, of ever widening fields of awareness, and an ever deeper connection with the source of all of life, the truth of your oneness with God, oneness with love, oneness with beauty, oneness with joy, oneness with abundance, one with prosperity, oneness with unlimited intimacy, oneness with creativity, oneness with excellence, oneness with vitality and health, oneness with peace of all manner, abundance of all manner, one. And so it is. Amen. Ashe, aho. Thank you. Love you, love you.